All right, look, from the beginning of time, we've been sold this one dream and one dream only. You find the one, and that's it. Happily ever after. Job done. It's in every fairy tale, every cheesy film, and it's been banged into our heads since we were born. But let's be real for a sec. In a world where bare marriages are ending and people are still moving sneaky behind their partner's back, you gotta ask yourself, is this one true love thing even working for us? What if the future of love isn't about finding someone to complete you, but about being a whole vibe by yourself and, loving freely? This isn't just a late-night chat anymore, fam. It's a real thing for more and more people who are looking at the relationship rulebook and just burning the whole thing down. They're asking a mad question. Can you love more than one person at a time without the stress and the lying? So yeah, welcome to the world of polyamory. It might just be giving love a proper 21st century update. So to make it make sense, let's chat about Alex and Maya. For years, they were that picture-perfect couple. Madly in love, gassing each other up, building a life. But after a bit, something felt a bit off for both of them. It wasn't a problem with each other, but with the whole setup of their relationship. They realized they both had space in their hearts for more deep connections, and pretending they didn't felt like a lie. So after months of what I bet were some mad brave but probs super awkward chats, they decided to open up their relationship. Not long after, they met Leo. Their duo became a trio, built on all the same stuff: love, commitment, all of that. Just bigger. And their story isn't some rare thing anymore. It's a sign that things are changing. Big time. So, what even is polyamory? The word itself is a mix of Greek for many and Latin for love. Simple as that. Many loves. It's a type of open relationship that's all about consent and being a decent person. Now, you need to know this isn't just a free-for-all sleeping with whoever. People think that's what an open relationship is, but polyamory is more about having multiple, deep, proper romantic relationships at the same time. And listen, the main values aren't some mad new thing. They're pretty much what you'd want in any good relationship. Honesty, actually talking to each other, not being a dickhead, and making sure everyone involved is giving a proper, gassed yes. It's the complete opposite of cheating, which is all about secrets and betrayal. In polyamory, everything's meant to be out in the open. Partners are supposed to chat about their boundaries, what they expect, what's scaring them, and how they're feeling. A good way to think about it is this. You can love both your parents, can't you? You can have more than one kid or more than one bestie without making the love you have for the others any less. People who are poly are just asking, why do we treat romantic love like something that can run out, like the last slice of cake at a party? The relationships themselves can look different for everyone. You might have 3 people, like Alex, Maya, and Leo, or you could have a main partner and then other more casual relationships. And some people are in these big webs of connected partners that they call a polycule. There's no single way to do it. It's all about creating something that's honest and actually works for them. For the longest time, polyamory was a bit of a taboo thing, wasn't it? Something for people on the side that you'd only whisper about. Well, that is changing, and fast. What was once kept hush-hush is now being talked about in therapy, on massive podcasts, and even on TV. This is all part of a huge shift in how we think, especially for the younger generation. The numbers are mad, actually. A 2023 Tinder report found that a whopping 41% of Gen Z are open to non-monogamous relationships. Surveys have shown only about half of millennials say they want a completely monogamous relationship. And get this, in one recent study, nearly half of Gen Z said they think monogamy is an old-school idea that doesn't really fit life today. For these youngers, monogamy isn't the only way anymore. It's just one option. That old cheesy line, "you complete me," is being binned off for a new one. "You complement me." The idea is to be a whole person who partners up with other whole people, not to find someone to fill your gaps. This generation is on this therapy buzz. They talk about boundaries and attachment styles like it's nothing, and they bring that deep emotional chat into their love lives. They're tearing up the old rulebook and writing a new chapter that's more fluid, more deliberate, and more honest. Of course, the second you mention loving more than one person, people start asking all the questions. And the big one, the main one, is always, But what about jealousy? It's a fair point. We're all taught to think jealousy is a sign of love, that it's just part of the package. Polyamory doesn't pretend jealousy just disappears. Instead, it sees it differently. It treats jealousy not as this big, scary monster, but as a little alarm bell telling you you're feeling insecure or a need isn't being met. The goal is to chat about it and work it out. In fact, some research says that people in polyamorous relationships might actually feel less jealousy, or at least have better ways of dealing with it. The community even has a word for the opposite of jealousy: compersion. It's that warm feeling you get from seeing your partner happy and loved up with someone else. Now, it's not easy, and critics say, and they're not wrong, that you need to be really grown about your feelings to make this work. Then you've got the day-to-day bits. How do you find the time? Man can barely link my friends for brunch. How do you manage a diary between 3 or 4 people? The answer, it seems, is bare communication and probably a very organized shared calendar. But the hassle can come with perks. A polyamorous network can mean a bigger support system, and some poly families find it helps with things like pooling money or sharing childcare, creating a proper little community. But maybe the biggest problem is still what everyone else thinks, and the law. Even though more people are cool with it, polyamory isn't legally protected. Apart from a few rare places, you can't legally marry more than one person. This causes a whole headache with inheritance, custody of kids, hospital visits, and all that serious adult stuff. A few cities in the U.S., like Somerville in Massachusetts and Berkeley in California, have started to recognize relationships with multiple partners, but they are the exception. Around 45% of polyamorous people say they've faced judgment or proper discrimination, which just shows you that society has a long way to go. While the challenges are real, people backing polyamory say it's a brilliant answer to one of the messiest parts of modern love: cheating. Some have even thrown around the idea that it could lead to a post-cheating society. The thinking is simple, innit? If all those feelings that often lead to affairs, fancying other people, wanting a bit of variety, needing different kinds of connection, are brought out into the open and talked about honestly, then the whole need for secrets and betrayal just disappears. It's a model built on being 100% real. And there's data that suggests this isn't just wishful thinking. One study found that people in open relationships are more likely to practice safe sex than people who are cheating on their partners. Beyond that, the skills you need to make polyamory work: A-star communication, super clear boundaries, managing your feelings, and knowing yourself inside out are, let's be real, skills that would make any relationship better. Bare people who've tried polyamory and later gone back to being monogamous say the experience made them a much better partner who could communicate more. In a way, polyamory forces you to do all the hard work that healthy relationships need, just on the hardest level. For all how good it might sound, it's important to say that polyamory is not some fairy tale. It's not a plaster for a broken relationship, and it is definitely not for everyone. Critics argue that while it might be amazing for a few people, most of us are probably built for just one person, whether that's our biology or just centuries of being told it's the only way. Some experts worry about how stable these relationships are, especially when there's kids involved. They point to research that suggests kids often do best in stable, two-parent homes, and worry that if everyone became polyamorous, it could be a whole mess. An economist made a good point that making decisions gets way harder the more people you add. It's tough enough getting 2 people to agree on what to order, never mind trying to sort out the lives and wants of 3, 4, or more people. Polyamory doesn't solve your relationship problems. If anything, it puts them under a massive microscope. If a couple is already struggling with communication or trust, opening up their relationship is like throwing petrol on a fire. It needs more emotional work, not less. So, is polyamory the future of love? It's pretty unlikely it'll ever completely take over from monogamy. But what seems for sure is that the future of love isn't going to be a one-size-fits-all thing. We're moving away from a world with one strict, perfect way towards one with a whole menu of choices. The real revolution here isn't just about loving bare people. It's about being more real and choosing what you actually want in how you love. period. It's about picking a relationship style that actually fits you instead of just falling into the one you're told to have. Whether you're monogamous, polyamorous, or something in between, the things that make love last are the same: communication, honesty, respect, and kindness. The rise of polyamory isn't a threat to those things. It's like a big test to push them as far as they can go. It makes all of us ask ourselves what we really want from our relationships and what we're willing to put in. And that is a conversation worth having, no matter how you choose to love. So what do you, man, think? Is polyamory the way forward, or is it just a phase? Drop your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. And if you want more chats like this, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell.